right, welcome everyone. It is so nice to have you here on what is my final showcase as CEO of Halcyon. And just for this moment, I wrote a song. Take it away, John. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to scare him. What, you don't have the music queued up? No, it really is a pleasure to have you all here. I have worked setting up Halcyon for about 10 years. A decade is a long time doing anything, and I could not be happier to be ending it on this note with this cohort of entrepreneurs that you're about to hear from. We've done about 35 showcases now, but it never gets old. It always feels energizing, and I know for a fact that you will all leave here feeling energized and more hopeful about our world, which can sometimes feel the opposite, right? What to expect today? You can expect to hear from these amazing innovators who are so smart. I think you should always come here expecting smarts. You should also come here expecting love. We have a lot of love in this house. We have a lot of love between our cohort members and amongst our team and for each other and for all of you. And you should expect a little style. Around the future for me, I'm actually still going to be somewhat related to Halcyon. Essentially, I'm taking our investments and spinning them out. We will be growing Halcyon Venture Partners adjacent to the incubator so that we can fund more of our amazing companies ourselves. We will be focused on 3 sectors, as will the incubator: climate, health, and equity tech. And these are the areas where we are the most excited, have the most amount of pipeline, and just think that those are going to be the areas that are worth investing in, both for returns and impact going forward. I also have an incredible person taking the helm. He is not here today. He's taking a very well-deserved break. But if you have not met him already, I encourage you to meet Dan Barker, who will be stepping into my shoes as CEO. He won't look as good in them, but he will be doing great. And then an incredible team, and I hope you have a chance to meet them all. I would call them all out by name. They're all amazing. But I am just grateful to have worked with all of them for whatever length of time that I have. In terms of what you're about to hear from some incredible people who have all fallen in love with a problem. And that is really the key, right? I can tell you, as someone who's stepping down, who's at the end of a journey, this is nothing. It's like a little blip. It's like, oh, it's done. Okay, bye. But if you've fallen in love with a problem and you want to solve it and you just noodle on it day in and day out and it knocks you down and you get back up again, you have done something amazing, something that very few other people will ever do. And they have all fallen in love with a problem, and they have decided to make it their journey. And that is a remarkable way to spend your life, right? It truly is. You will not have wasted it. I don't know do you all feel like you're on a great journey all the time, in some way, shape, or form? I hope so. I would also like you to raise your hand if you're willing to join someone else's journey today. Yeah, you can all raise your hand, because that's what we're all going to do, right? Every single person here is going to be capable of helping one of these entrepreneurs with one thing. That's all I ask. Listen to all of the pitches and pick one person to do one thing for, whether that is find them a new customer, help them find an investor, help them, with their anything. Just sign up to do one thing and find them afterwards. Will you do that, please? Let's try again. Will you do that, please? Thank you. All right. Join someone else's journey. That's the one to do I have for you today. The last thing that I have to do now is to introduce our first entrepreneur. And it's my absolute pleasure to introduce a fellow hardworking mom and the pioneer behind Nestle, Carly Buxton.
Hi, I'm Carly Buxton, CEO of Nestle, where we are improving lives by connecting parents to the experts and resources they need when they need them. So I don't know if anybody else out there is a parent like me, but if you are, you probably know what it feels like to be overwhelmed, exhausted, full of questions and challenges. And so where do parents turn when they need answers? The internet. And that's where they're going to face a wilderness of judgment, well-meaning but outdated advice, and way too many anecdotes. On the other side of the market are the experts. These are the doulas, the sleep coaches, lactation counselors, and more, ready and willing to help, but it's so hard to stand out in the sea of experts online. I know this side too. I'm a doula, I'm a lactation counselor, and I know what it's like to have so much support to give and feel like it's impossible to get found by the people who need me and my style most. It's creating a wall of wasted time, effort, and money between these two sides who are so eager to find one another. There's a better way. Nestle offers curated support throughout the journey of parenthood. We help parents cut through the internet noise. They can pop onto our site, ask a question, or share a challenge with our digital concierge. On the back end, we use AI-powered algorithms to match them with curated support, an expert, a service, a brand that is perfectly suited to their style, their needs, their location. They can even get support right away and also benefit from deals and insider perks that the partners on Nestle are listing. We're a megaphone for all of those brands, those experts, creators, parent tech startups. They build a storefront on Nestle with their offerings. We are tagging those on the back end with our technology, helping them get leads from parents who need them precisely, and they can watch their business grow. It's free for parents to browse and get matched with services on Nestle. And we also have parent memberships where health systems, clinics, employers, municipalities can fund Nestle credits for all of the parents in their orbit to spend however they like on health support services. It is also free for brands and experts to list their services on Nestle. And we have a pro membership available for them if they want priority placement, if they want collaboration, and insights curated about the industry and what we're hearing from parents. Parent tech is a $46 billion industry in the US alone. Parents have money to spend on this very important and delicate period of life, and brands have a marketing budget. So why is it still such a jungle? It's because there's a hole in the market. So sure, an expert can list on a listing directory, and a parent can go and sift through pages upon pages, comparing apples to oranges to find the right person. Or maybe that entrepreneur, that sleep coach, that lactation counselor can leave her entrepreneurial dreams behind and start working for a large telesupport company. Or she can spend hours and hours dancing on TikTok and trying to go viral on social media, hoping to get her message out into the world. Or she can list on Nestle and become a happy customer, like Bianca. Bianca actually heads up one of the largest doula certifying organizations in North America. And she says Nestle is exactly what she's been looking for to help all of the doulas she graduates have a place to go to start offering their support. Our goal is to be the go-to oasis for parents of children 0 to 18 whenever they have a question online. We soft launched our marketplace last October and rolled out our pro membership for experts this May. I'm happy to say we have more than 300 experts listing services on our site, more than 25 partner brands, and we just partnered with a benefits marketplace as our first employer contract. We're ready to grow. We've gotten this far thanks to the wonderful funding of generous partners and through the stellar team, a team of parents, caregivers, a team of experts, a team of change makers ready to see changes in maternal health. I invite you to start your journey with Nestle today. Come and talk to me. There are 3 ways you can get involved, and you can do all 3. Connect Nestle with an employer, a health system, a clinic you know that might be interested in offering Nestle credits to their workforce or their patient base. Give a Nestle for Parents subscription. I have a postcard for you. You can hand it to somebody and they can get started as a subscriber on Nestle today. Or speak to me about the crowdfunding raise that we are launching in January. Join me so that anytime a parent feels like this, they can know that expert support is only a click away. Thank you. Next up, it is a pleasure to introduce someone who is impact-driven, compassionate, and has a voice like an NPR radio host. She's changing the world with AI, Emily Yu.
Thank you, Carly. Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Yu. I am the founder and CEO of AI Priori, an AI-powered platform that uses community-centered data to help the public sector review their information at scale. Because while government agencies, nonprofits, and community groups and foundations all have the right data, the reality is there's simply too much of it. And for many, it's in all the wrong places and formats, meaning it's not being effectively used. This results in more than half of nonprofits reporting that they don't always make data-driven decisions or design programs with information about those they serve, limiting their impact. And that's why I created AI Priori, to help the public sector turn their information into insights in a fraction of the time and cost it would take otherwise. It's the tool I wanted and needed while working at foundations for over a decade. To use AI Priori, you simply log onto the website and then upload your documents, and then ask AI Priori to find the concepts, the trends, the answers you're most interested in from across all your documents. Maybe you could use help drafting answers to your next grant application. Or maybe you need help synthesizing all your meeting minutes from the last month. Gone are the days you need to spend countless hours reviewing document after document just to find a handful of key takeaways. What sets us apart from other AI-powered platforms are two things. One is our ability to harness community-centered data, and the second is our ability to customize the experience for users, both of which are baked into the AI Priori platform. We fund nonprofits and community groups so they can share their stories and their lived experiences with us. We take those stories and turn them into proprietary data that we then sync up with Anthropic's popular AI assistant Claude. This enables us to generate relevant, community-centered responses for users. We also make it really easy for users to integrate their own stories, their own frameworks, and definitions by walking them through a series of specially crafted questions. Things like, who are your key audiences? And what's your mission statement? This effectively enables users to be able to instruct AI Priori with how best to review their content and tailor its responses for them. This sets us up to be laser focused on addressing the needs of the public sector, while also providing an affordable and customizable platform that prioritizes equitable collection of data in ways that other platforms in AI are simply not designed to do. In May, we plan on launching several subscription packages for individuals and organizations, as well as tailored solutions for enterprise customers. The opportunity here is significant. Employing a B2B and B2C SaaS model, we're targeting the 30% of nonprofits that use AI tools and also spend 2.5% of their annual budgets on evaluation. This creates a $10 billion obtainable market. By 2027, we project $20 million in revenue with 89% gross margin. And this is just scratching the surface, setting us up in the future to enter adjacent markets like healthcare and academia. Making this idea a reality is a mission-driven team with decades of experience in philanthropy, data science, machine learning, and product design. We started this journey about a year ago, and since then have had more than 100 signups from word of mouth alone. We've partnered with nonprofits to create new features and been covered by media, and are on track to launch subscriptions in March. To drive awareness and adoption of AI Priori, we're also talking with organizations like the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative to potentially offer AI trainings and webinars for their grantees. So my ask for you today is for introductions. I'm guessing you might know a few organizations that could use AI Priori to solve their pain points, and we're here and we're ready to help. I also welcome introductions to philanthropic partners looking to fund work such as this, and as we expand our team, looking for mission-driven data scientists to join us. Together with AI Priori, we can help the 1.8 million nonprofits in the US turn their information into insights for greater impact. Thank you. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who challenges us to be the best version of ourselves every day, DJ Little, the founder of Seed School.
Greetings, everyone. I'm DJ Little, the founder of Seed School, and we are reimagining coding boot camps for underserved teenagers. Now, before I start, I'd like to make a quick statement. Studies show people only remember up to 10% of what they hear. So if you don't remember anything else from this presentation, I want you to remember these 3 words. No code, no limits. No code, no limits. No code, no limits. All right, so everybody, meet Maya. Woo, meet Maya, a teenager interested in becoming a digital creator. She started off excited about the coding school her mother signed her up for, but as you can see, she's feeling a bit different. Why? Well, the program she's a part of has a lot of technical jargon, the content isn't engaging, there's a lack of diversity in the classroom, the cost of the program is putting a strain on her family's budget, and last but not least, there's little to any personal development in the curriculum. Issues like these contribute to the lack of diversity in the tech industry, as only 1 in 14 employees at major tech firms are Black and brown. And furthermore, up to $10 billion per year goes towards diversity initiatives like coding programs. But things remain mostly the same. But despite these issues, there's a tremendous opportunity available to bring more diverse perspectives to this space. And it begins with empowering Black and brown teens who are interested in becoming digital creators. So, instead of teaching our target audience how to become a coder, what if we taught them how to become a creator? What would that look like? That's what we're working on. So what is Seed School? We're a next-gen creator boot camp designed for Black and brown teens, and we leverage game-based learning and technology and a curated collection of creative AI and no-code tools. Here in Seed School, students don't learn programming languages, but they do learn how to build a variety of apps without coding, among other skills. But what makes us different from any other tech program out there is the game we're developing called OTREP, which is short for Open Entrepreneur. It's a card-based ideation and role-playing game that simulates the process of launching a new age tech startup. Players can earn a variety of rewards, awards, and certifications. And by playing OTREP, students gain a variety of skills that prepares them for the future of work and entrepreneurship. Since last September, we made some great progress. We developed the first version of our MVP, completed a pilot with 15 students, and recently began a year-long high school pilot where we are currently playtesting our game and technology. Here's some of the work we've done with our pilot partner, Girls for a Change, who has served over 30,000 Black and brown girls across the United States. We are currently testing our B2B offering with our pilot partner. This includes co-creating custom boot camps and licensing our game and technology. In the near future, we plan to offer a virtual cohort-based program so we can reach teens all across the country. Down the line in 2025-26, we plan to offer brand sponsorships, HBCU extension schools, and workforce development programs. And we have a bold mission. We want to empower 1 million Black and brown teens to become the creators of tomorrow, the innovators of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow. And I'm leading the vision, strategy, and product for Seed School. I've been a creator since 2002. I've been using no-code tools since 2007, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur and venture builder since 2010. We're currently raising $300,000 in research and development grants to build our game, technology, and our coach certification program, which will help us scale our efforts. We're also interested with intros to potential partners, such as schools, after-school programs, and camps. And there was some exciting information I couldn't add to this presentation due to time, so please come talk to me to learn more. So, in closing, I invite you to help us empower 1 million underserved teens like Maya and make sure all youth have an equal opportunity to be prepared for the digital age. And remember, no code, no limits. Thank you. Now, I'd like to bring to the stage someone who is birthing two things in the world, a beautiful baby and a beautiful business. Meet Deja Love.
Welcome to the Black Women's Wellness Agency. As we enter this space, I invite you to join me in a grounding and cleansing breath. If you feel safe, I invite you to close your eyes, inhaling deeply through your nose, holding it in for one moment, breathing it out of your mouth, sighing it, releasing the energy that no longer serves you. Opening your eyes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Deja Love, the CEO and founder of the Black Women's Wellness Agency, where we are connecting Black women to Black women wellness experts. I'm excited tonight to share with you how you can support Black women through the Black Women's Wellness Agency and how we are offering solutions to systemic inequities. But first, let me paint a picture of the landscape in which Black women operate in. Based on 2020 report, JP Morgan states that Black women are the largest and fastest growing demographic of new small business owners, yet receive less than 1% of investment capital. Similarly, in 2020, the National Center for Educational Statistics reported that Black women have the most advanced degrees out of any other group, yet have challenges finding health providers that are culturally humble. This paradox elucidates that Black women are achieving success while simultaneously encountering structural inequities. So much so that the CDC reports that Black women's life expectancy is 3 years shorter than white women. This demonstrates a need for the Black Women's Wellness Agency, and it's costing Black women's lives structural inequity. And it's precisely why I created the Black Women's Wellness Agency as a solution to these structural inequities with the key mission to ensure that all Black women live productive, meaningful, and robust lives unhinged by stress. We are offering a solution to these inequities, and you can support us in that effort. Contrary to stereotypical notions, 2020 census data shows us that the buying power of Black women is $520 billion. The Bureau of Labor Statistics also reports that Black women spend $32 billion on personal care, health services, and other services. So this demonstrates that there is a need for the Black Women's Wellness Agency and that we are positioned to uniquely fill this gap in the market. We're excited to announce that we're launching an app, and a part of that app is you start the journey where our users can log in and see the array of wellness providers that we have. We're strategically focused on 3 core providers, so our Reiki providers, our yoga teachers, and our life coaches. The next phase of the journey is you can find someone that is in your geographic location, and then you can fluidly schedule based on your very busy, demanding schedule. And again, we are uniquely filling a void in the market. Though there are different apps that are focused on wellness, none of them are targeting Black women. And specifically, none of them have a human-to-human connection. And so this demonstrates the validity and the need for BWWA. Since we were created in 2021, we have had many Black women wellness experts want to join our network. They want to be a part of our podcast, our blog, and we're excited to share that we are thought as the go-to thought leader for Black women's wellness. In 2024, we will be launching our app with key developmental milestones, and you can support Black women through the Black Women's Wellness Agency in two key ways. First, through people. We are looking for an advisory team. We're seeking key folks who can continue to help us to build our ecosystem of Black women wellness experts, as well as the infrastructure for the agencies toward a sustainable growth. And then secondly, through partnerships, through organizations that are synergistic, that are equally committed to Black women's wellness. And we are looking for a mission-aligned investor toward $500,000 for the development of our app, as well as the robust ecosystem that we're creating. With your support, we can ensure that all Black women live productive, meaningful, and robust lives, and they can discover their own unique path to wellness. Thank you all, and I look forward to speaking with you later in the back for more questions, more insight, and I appreciate your time. I am excited to introduce my colleague, who is a passionate community service representative. Please join me in welcoming Aixa.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aixa, and I want to introduce you to my colleague, Ben. He's a prolific inventor with 6 patents. He's what every investor wants. He's that unicorn founder. He's an expert in heavy-duty construction and safety. He knows his industry. He knows the customers. And he has that product that solves the market problem in that industry. He's an expert in construction, but he's not an expert in entrepreneurship. And unfortunately, Ben struggles to get his product to market. Every entrepreneurs like myself, every founder that's on this stage, we need 3 key things: access to capital, access to resource, and access to networks. But this is the thing. The entrepreneurship ecosystem is an exhaustive labyrinth, and socially and economically disadvantaged founders and entrepreneurs like myself and all of the founders on this stage in the room today, we often get left behind. You've seen these numbers. You know them. While 25 million of the registered small businesses in the United States are led by underrepresented founders, it's exhausting to hear that only 1.9% of the founders of women last year received venture funding. So the community advocate that I am, I turned my anger of this into action, and I founded Runway. Runway is an AI-powered roadmap to success for every entrepreneur. We start by leveraging generative AI to save these entrepreneurs 30 to 50% of the time they spend researching and applying for non-diluted and non-debt opportunities and resources. This is time that they now spend focusing on their business. Next, we leverage predictive AI to evaluate their application. The platform uses these analytics algorithms to analyze their application and make recommendations on improving their progress in their business and the application to these opportunities. Most important, we provide a feedback loop that directly connects the entrepreneurs like Ben with the resources and the proven experts that can assist them to move their business forward at the time they need it, now. Other competitors in this space are not providing tailored support for socially economically disadvantaged entrepreneurs, and they do not have the direct resources, they do not make the connections for the direct resources that every entrepreneur needs. We are on target for an annual, we are on target to have an annual revenue projection of over $10 million within the next 5 years. And this is how we will do this. We will start with our freemium service for every entrepreneur to access our platform. All of those free money opportunities, non-diluted, non-debt, it's unrestricted for the entrepreneurs to access. In our next tier, for our institutional customers, the tier for our institutional customers, our next tier offers a multi-user license starting at $15,000 for multi-users annually. In addition, we have corporate sponsorships on average of $25,000 per engagement. This will include research partnerships and brand activations. We are aggressive in tackling to assist the 55 million adults engaged in entrepreneurship activities. This includes your aunties that are selling holiday crafts through the next unicorn founder and even Ben. Since our start in June of last year, we have had phenomenal progress. Most recently, we are proud to say that Microsoft recognized the value of the platform and has selected us to participate in their prestigious Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact. Our go-to-market strategies includes targeting community development financial institutions and credit unions. We will assist them to de-risk their portfolio for their borrowers by leveraging legislative initiatives such as the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS, and other legislative initiatives through direct outreach, educational campaigns, and strategic partnerships. Our Chief Technology Officer, Gerald, is a data scientist. Together, we have each over 20 years experience in executive leadership and product and project management. We're asking you to assist us. We need your support for research and development funding, workforce development partnerships, and assistance with privacy and data collection compliance. Please join us to assist every entrepreneur to receive the runway they need to launch and grow a successful business. Thank you. And I'm excited to introduce our next colleagues, Dr. Juan Manuel and Cara.
The National Eating Disorders Association used to staff a helpline where people with eating disorders could call in and ask for help dealing with their condition. To cut costs early this year, they decided to replace the helpline with an AI chatbot. But days before the chatbot was set to launch, they had to shut it down as well because it started producing content that actually endangered and promoted unsafe eating behaviors. So unfortunately for the millions of people who suffer from eating disorders and for the rest of us, Gen AI isn't yet safe enough to fully live up to its promise to improve our lives. Gen AI is safe when its content isn't harmful to its user, its provider, or a third party. And unfortunately, Gen AI isn't guaranteed to produce safe content because Gen AI is a mirror. It's trained on data that reflect the best of us, our creativity, our intelligence, and our wisdom, but it's also trained on data that reflect our dark side, the abuse, the violence, and the misinformation that we spread to others and that we direct at ourselves. And this dark side of AI is an unavoidable obstacle between where this technology is today and where it's set to be over the next 9 years as it becomes a $1 trillion industry and as it becomes increasingly intertwined in the fabric of our lives. Now, I never intended to become an entrepreneur. I worked in AI the last 10 years, but over the last few, I've become increasingly concerned and afraid that we're deploying and developing this technology faster than we are developing and deploying the tools to ensure that it's safe. But we can build these tools. So I earned my PhD from the Harvard lab that built and invented the first implicit test for bias in humans. And so I've seen firsthand that we can build quite complicated and complex scientific instruments to measure an intelligent system's ability to say and to do harmful things.
And I've spent more than a decade working with trust and safety, product and engineering, legal and compliance, and public policy at major tech companies. When I founded the teams and drafted the principles for algorithmic responsibility, platform fairness, and data governance at Spotify, I struggled to find the right tools to take our AI responsibility work from theory to practice, because they just didn't exist.
And so now we're on a mission to create the developer tools that would allow the people who are building this technology to build it and to use it safely, at scale, effectively, and quickly. We're building proactive safety testing so that developers can understand how safe their models are before releasing them. For example, understanding the likelihood that they're going to promote self-harmful behavior like encouraging eating disorders before they're released. And we're building real-time safety filtering to understand and ensure that these models aren't sending or receiving unsafe content when they're in use. Our first prototypes are safety tests. What these allow us to do is to take a generative AI model and produce a safety report card that helps us understand how likely the model is to produce unsafe content across 14 different safety areas from academic research. That includes things like promoting behaviors and abusive behavior towards animals, towards children, bias, misinformation, hate speech, and a few other areas.
In just 5 months, we've earned institutional support for our work. We've spoken to over 100 businesses and technical leaders who share our fear that Gen AI just isn't safe enough, but who want to make it safe if given the right tools. And we've developed prototypes that prove that this work can be done. In the next 5 months, we're launching a private beta for enterprises to start using our tools to make their models safer. And we're raising pre-seed capital to develop minimum viable products and to grow our team. We're building tools so in the future, innovators like Nita can tell a different story. A story of how they're unlocking the benefits of Gen AI and doing it safely. But we can't do this alone. So we're asking each of you for just 4.5 minutes of your time to look into your networks. Do you know enterprises who are using Gen AI who want safety report cards for their models by participating in our private beta? Or investors who understand and will support our mission? Or policy groups who want to help define what Gen AI safety means for our tools? If you know someone like this, or if you are one of these people, please say hello at hello@aimara.ai and join us in building the future of safe generative AI. Thank you.
And now we'd like to introduce two entrepreneurs who, when they're not running half marathons around DC, are running an amazing clean tech company called We Radiate. Please help us welcome Sashti and Zui.
Good evening. We have less than 50 years left to grow food on agricultural land. Soil degradation is accelerating, impacting our environment, our personal health, creating a nutrient deficiency. 50 years ago, an apple a day was okay to keep the doctor away. Now, we need 5 to 6 apples for the same amount of nutrition. Nutrients come from soil. Soil is life.
And at We Radiate, our mission is to revive the world's degraded soil. We're a climate tech and education startup. And our solution to improve and repair our soils is through a systematic, data-driven approach of organics waste management, where we could take these banana peels or apple cores, convert them into a black gold, nutrient-rich natural fertilizer. This natural fertilizer helps with crop yields, puts more moisture in the ground, and other benefits. However, if this scientific process is done incorrectly, it could release odor, methane, and elevate levels of pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella. And this is a high-risk, unpredictable, and messy process. So it discourages a lot of our prospective clients to even do this, often throwing this valuable material into landfill. So at We Radiate, we empower organics recyclers, giving them data-driven solutions to have better control of their operations, to help reduce landfill, to help create a more consistent end product of a natural fertilizer, and do it more effectively. And this is David. David's one of our clients. He has multiple units of this equipment, these sensors in the field, and he's tracking temperature, humidity, moisture at his convenience in these organics piles, and he leaves them out all year round. He's able to then remotely monitor at his own convenience in his office to track, to minimize any risk, to ensure regulatory compliance, and also it helps him and his team save almost 25% in operational cost. Also, we're manufacturing this locally, so it helps with green job development. If there's any businesses or local governments, we also offer end-to-end solutions for organics waste management. And we have a B2B hardware SaaS model. We're currently in 6 states with clients across 6 states. And most recently in Texas and PepsiCo, who's using our equipment and platform for compostable research, compostable packaging research. We're making great traction. This year we're on track to raise $85,000 in revenue, and we're projected to reach $150,000 next year. And these are one of our clients. They're upstate New York, where we're working with 5 towns to create a regional organics management plan, helping with community education, technical assistance, as well as collecting data on greenhouse gas reductions.
And we are making an impact here locally. We are community gardeners in the Southwest. We are working with schools to create workshops. And we are also partnering with companies who believe in soil health. And we are ready to scale. The organics market is growing. Laws are changing. We see this as an opportunity for us to work with cities and governments and help them with their sustainability goals. And we see an estimate of 200,000 early adopters across the country. And we are able to do all of this because of a stellar team and advisory board who are subject matter experts in various fields such as waste management, recycling, supply chain management, engineering, software development, and more. So today our ask to you is twofold. One, we are looking for funding to grow our team and to continue to innovate and improve our product. And then also we are looking for individuals and DMV officials who are interested in subjects such as waste management, climate, and food security.
And there's currently a climate justice grant available through the EPA. So we'd love to have any introductions in your network with tribal communities or disadvantaged communities across the DMV. Because soil health improves, healthy soil makes healthy plants, strong communities, and let's make DC sustainable. Together, we radiate. And next, as we transition from soil to water, we proudly introduce you Noemi of Ciclo, who just returned back from COP Climate Summit.
Hi everyone, my name is Noemi Floria, and I'm the lead designer of Ciclo, a tech-driven initiative to expand clean water access in underserved cities. I'd like us to start today by visiting West Baltimore. Just over a year ago, over 1,500 homes in West Baltimore were put under an advisory to boil their water after E. coli had been found in local water supplies. Though officials claimed that the source water from Baltimore's water treatment plants was safe to drink, it was clear that the problem was much closer to home. After decades of public divestment, Baltimore's water distribution mains had begun to leach contaminants in a pattern that reflected what had already been seen in other cities like Flint, Detroit, Cleveland, and Newark. It turns out that over 26 million Americans lack access to clean running water within their own homes, creating an unaddressed market worth $9 billion. Of those 26 million, over 7 million become sick from waterborne disease each year. Yet where these challenges are truly prevalent are in this country's public housing units, where over 1 million low-income residents regularly face water shutoffs and depend on bottled water to meet their basic needs. To combat these systemic challenges, we've developed a compact water treatment unit that can be retrofitted into aging buildings to provide point-of-use water treatment and on-site gray water recycling. We sell our technology to housing development corporations who can distribute our product at scale to those who need it most. Our technology uses methods of bed media filtration, membrane filtration, and UV irradiation to treat gray water of organic and chemical pollutants to make it safe to drink. Above all, what both our customers and our users love about Ciclo is that it provides safe and reliable access to clean drinking water in their homes. It's also incredibly easy to install and maintain, and it comes in at a very low cost. Ciclo is priced at $350 per unit, compared to existing gray water reuse systems, which can cost up to $2,500 to $20,000 to install and maintain. We've achieved such a low price point by designing a compact unit that can be retrofitted at points across a building without removing any walls or flooring, such as below sinks, showers, and laundry units. In doing so, we make water recycling accessible to low-income users and the total addressable market. Though Ciclo is priced at $350, it can be made for just $210. Add to that an annual maintenance cost of $70 per unit, and we're able to generate a 40% profit margin on every unit that we sell. When compared to the $3,000 a year that someone who depends on bottled water will spend to meet their basic water needs, we're able to save our users up to $2,600 a year just on water. Just as we're saving our users money, we're also protecting their environments. When it comes to our climate impact, let's start with plastics. The average person who depends on bottled water to meet their basic needs will use up to 19,000 plastic bottles in a year. And the single largest driver of growth in the plastic bottled water industry is lack of access to clean tap water. So if we can systematically ensure that our users have access to safe drinking water at their taps, we can eliminate their dependencies on plastic bottled water. At the same time, by decentralizing public wastewater treatment through residential gray water systems, we can reduce the risk of sewage overflows, which today constitute the largest source of waterway pollution in the world. In our first year of operating, my team and I have brought this technology to some of the world's top competitions to show how water reuse can be leveraged as a tool to combat systemic challenges of drinking water contamination, sewage pollution, and even water scarcity. We're now planning to undertake at least 2 pilots in 2024 in Maryland and New York. We're constantly looking for new introductions to pilot customers who are interested in testing our technology and submitting pre-orders. We're also looking to be connected with locally based partnering manufacturers who are ready to be exclusively licensed to produce and distribute Ciclo within their own communities. Come and chat with me to join our network to advocate for water reuse. Thank you. And now, to introduce a founder who's helping students across the country find their spark, Laurel Jukind.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Laurel, and I'm the founder of Spark. By leveraging artificial intelligence, By leveraging artificial intelligence, we are revolutionizing how professionals and employers connect and engage. Our community uses Spark to connect directly with hiring managers to secure jobs and earn money through coaching and tutoring. Now you may be thinking, what makes Spark unique? There are other platforms where you can get a job and make money, but where Spark differs from everyone else is that we have solved one nagging problem for a core user, the college student, and a core customer, the employer. And that problem is a college student job recruitment process. Before we get into this problem, I want to highlight that Spark is live. We launched our beta in May 2023 and have over 60 customers such as Google, Facebook, and BCG. We have over 4,000 users, and we've generated more than $75,000 in revenue and have $60,000 in sales pending. Not to mention, more than 45 people have made $1,000 on Spark from coaching and tutoring. But now, let's get back to the problem, which is the college student job recruitment process. We all know that talent is everywhere, but access to opportunity is not. which is why students feel overwhelmed, spending hours applying to outdated job posts. And when they identify their dream job, they don't feel like they have a shot because they realize that 200 people have applied within the past 24 hours and they're not connected to anyone at that company. And employees can't stand the talent acquisition process. They post a job, get hundreds of resumes, spend time filtering through those resumes just to realize that none of those candidates meet their ideal job qualifications, so then they resort to hosting a recruiting event to tap into a new talent pool, but realize only 20% of those attendees show up, and only 10% of those individuals meet their ideal job qualifications. And let's not mention the college career resource centers, where college students only 8% of college students feel that they're useful, and employees view them as a paywall that rarely addresses their needs. The solution is an efficient and cost-effective way for hiring managers and students to connect directly, and this is where Spark comes in. On Spark, student organizations can connect directly to hiring managers to form a partnership or request a recruiting event, and students can connect directly to professionals working at top companies on demand for career mentorship. Here are a couple of our testimonials. Mike secured a venture capital internship, and Jonah secured a consulting role at BCG. Now, as it pertains to the employees, let's say you all run a venture capital firm and you're recruiting financial analyst interns. On Spark, you can type in Finance Club and immediately clubs matching your preference populate. And with one click of a button, you can send those clubs a job post. You can even customize your search based on diversity and send all those clubs a recruiting event invitation. Employees should no longer feel overwhelmed or overlook great talent at any school. In addition to this, they get the reviews of student organizations from other employers, the attendance ratings, and the response time to student organization messages. Here's a testimonial from one of our paying customers, Star Mountain Capital. We make money 3 ways. 1, based on every hire. 2, with monthly fee for companies using our SaaS tools. And 3, anytime a person makes money on Spark, we take 16%. Spark currently sits in a $30 billion college student job recruitment market, but our goal is a global recruitment market, a $762 billion industry. As it pertains to the college student job recruitment market, Handshake is our primary competitor, but employees and students despise the platform. They only use it because the Career Center forces them to. Now, we're seeking access and connections to principals at high schools, executives and recruiters at companies, and connection to investors to raise $650,000 to generate $400,000 in revenue and over 40,000 users. In 2011, I launched a social enterprise devoted to job placement and professional development for thousands of students. I partnered with 21 schools and 20 Fortune 500 corporations. I raised more than $200,000 and led a team of 16 volunteers. The success of my social enterprise laid the groundwork for Spark to address a more significant problem in the education system through a more technologically savvier way. Florin is my CTO, and he built 1 million lines of code on Spark, and I encourage you all to support me and Spark in the world. Thank you. Now, let me welcome Elizabeth, who's changing the healthcare game, particularly in clinical trials.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Tikoyan, and what we're doing is we're filling clinical gaps through patient communities. Clinical trials are currently a $50 billion market, but they're projected to be a $90 billion market by 2030. That's less than 10 years. Millions of people qualify for clinical trials, but the issue is finding the perfect patient. Each clinical trial has their own criteria of the kind of patient they're looking for, who's in a particular age bracket, who's a particular race. The list goes on and on. It's such an arduous undertaking. 30% of trial timelines are spent looking for patients. And in fact, 80% of trials are delayed due to their inability to find patients. And as a result, it costs $600,000 to $8 million per day. We solve that through HELP. HELP is filling clinical voids through patient communities. We developed a patient community where you, with a chronic or rare disease, you come to our platform, you build a profile with your condition, your passions, interests, And then what we do is we match you to other people with similar profiles. In addition, you have forums you can be a part of. And once we built out that patient community, what ended up happening is we started getting approached by clinical trials. They wanted to find non-invasive ways to get to patient populations. And we built that community and we built that trust. And so what we do is if you're a clinical trial, you come to us, you say, hey, we want to target this trial to a certain patient population in this age bracket, in this region, and we can seamlessly do that. If you're a patient, this is what ends up happening. Your inbox gets a ping that says you're a match for this trial. You can read more about it, and you can opt in or opt out. The way that we monetize is through clinical trial recruitment, research collaboration, in addition to sponsored content, and we also seamlessly combine into health plans. Again, it's a $54 billion market, but the one that we're going after is a $1 billion market, specifically in the patient recruitment space. We're really trying to tackle that on. What really differentiates us compared to other platforms is that we have one of the largest pediatric and young adult databases in health tech right now, and we're planning to scale that. So any clinical trial doing anything in that space, we will be the household name for that. In addition, we're not just a platform for one health condition, but for thousands of conditions. Most people with chronic conditions have more than one health issue. In fact, over 95% of our users have more than one health condition. So that model of one app for one condition is going to be outdated in the near future. Since launching, we've made over 15,000 matches between patients. We've also partnered with over 30 NGOs, health partners, and universities. We've also had over 800 influencers that have partnered with us on social media, and that's our predominant way that we've been growing. And we're excited to continue growing. This is some of the vanity metrics that have gotten us to this point, but we've been a part of 70 news outlets, USA Today, Chatter News, to name a few, for our impact in patients' lives, in addition to being supported by some of the top accelerators. Our next steps is to continue growing our patient user base, and in addition to onboarding clinical trial partners onto our platform. This is the team behind HELP. We have clinical, medical, and technical expertise, and I'm someone that started this platform because I had a condition that was undiagnosed for many years. That's why the initial start of HELP became a patient community, and now it's turned into something way bigger than I thought. I would love to connect with you all if you have connections to clinical trials, if you have connections to any kind of patient hubs like a hospital system or a student health center. And we're planning to raise our $1.5 million seed round by Q1. So if you have any connections in that space, I would love to connect with you. So if you want to help us in getting help into a household name, please use this QR code or please connect with me right afterwards. And with that being said, I welcome sorry, I finished that. That's my Thank you. And I'm so honored to welcome our queen, our sunshine, our pillar of support, Madame Mercy Susu. Do you do that?
Can we give her another round of applause? Not because she called me queen, because she's genuinely awesome. Okay, so I'm the person standing between you and drinks, so I will do my best to be brief. But my name is Mercy Iriarian Susu, and I'm the program manager for this cohort, and it's been my privilege to work with them over the past 6 months. I've learned a lot from working alongside them. Each of them demonstrates resilience and the tenacity that embodies the whole entrepreneur journey. And from every venture that you've heard today, they've spoken from their personal experiences, and each and every one of them has taken a bet on themselves, and a risky bet sometimes, to ensure that they can change the status quo. And for that, I applaud you all, and I'm always inspired by you. You know this already, we said that. I am very proud to be able to support them, And I can honestly say I'm looking forward to seeing them go the distance. So on their behalf and mine, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us here today, because without the support of our Halcyon community and individuals like yourselves, this program would not be possible. So clap for yourself. Sorry, I'm Nigerian, so sometimes you might hear my accent. So that's where that came from. I would also like to say a special thank you to our sponsors, to Deloitte, to AWS, the Economic Development Administration, Goodwin, and Evermay, because each of the services and the support and the wraparound support that they've given this cohort has been incredibly instrumental to building their ventures to where they are now. So thank you for that. And I would be very remiss if I did not thank the Halcyon team, our advisors, the leadership coaches, some of whom are here today. Your time, your talent, your treasures has not gone unnoticed, and I, for one, thank you so much. And I want to thank the fellows. Thank you all for allowing me to walk with you on this leg of your journey. The best is yet to come. I believe that. And before I release you to talk to them, I want you to permit me to do one last thing. One of the practices that we have at Halcyon is gratitude. Ooh, okay. And so today I want to invite you all to join me in that practice. You heard earlier from our CEO, Kate, that she's stepping down to continue the good work of funding social impact ventures. If you've been at Halcyon before, you know that very often social impact ventures do not get the funding that they need, depending on demography, gender, location, etc. So her going on to continue that fight is something incredibly positive. She has been, I'm going to brag on her for a couple minutes. She has been a visionary leader whose passion for social impact has been a guiding force in our organization. Her commitment to fostering innovation and inclusivity has not only propelled our mission forward, but inspired each of us to strive for excellence. In the short time that I've been at Halcyon, which is 2 short years, I've often been inspired by Kate's drive and her thoughtful and transparent leadership. And since the founding of Halcyon nearly 10 years ago, she's seen the birth, growth, and transformation of over 450 fellows and their ventures. And in doing so, she's attracted resources, built a passionate and driven community here at Halcyon. As a testimony, you're all here. And she's led the organization and a team of truly passionate individuals through a variety of challenges, including COVID, all the while encouraging a culture that is among the most welcoming that I know. I've learned a lot from watching her lead, and I can truly say that I am grateful for her warmth of leadership, her strength, and her excellence. And so in gratitude to her, we wanted to give her a small gift, and I'm going to invite her to come to the stage to receive said gift. And I want to just ask you, sorry. I want to ask you to all stand and just join me in appreciating her. This is for you. So, I don't know if the people want to see it, but this is really just a photo representing all the fellows that you've had. Why am I tearing up?
I've managed to get through this whole couple of weeks without crying. Thank you, Mercy.
Sorry, we all know in the office that I'm the one who cries. So bear with me, but really these are tears of joy. It's been a pleasure to work with you. You too. And I'm really excited for what's next for you. So.
Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, fellows.
Okay, that's it. While I go wipe my tears, I want to say thank you for coming. Go drink wine and enjoy yourselves. Okay.